welcome back to my channel. I have half of a face of makeup on because we are going to be testing out something very exciting. There is a new release out from Glossier and it is the first time that they have ever gone into eye makeup. These are the much anticipated / completely surprising actually Lidstar liquid eyeshadows. They're gorgeous and we're going to be applying some of them today. I'm going to show you guys some swatches so you can get an idea of what these look like. There are 6 shades. I have 4 of them here. I'm not very good at swatches. So here are our swatches. This one is called Herb. She is kind of, you know, green and weedy looking, like some herb. The next we have is this really gorgeous kind of like rose gold. It sort of shifts gold and it is called Slip. We then have Fawn, which I think this is one of the ones we're going to be playing with today. It's this really beautiful kind of like taupe color and it does shift just a little bit silver, which is nice. Actually kind of like a neutral, yeah, like a neutral platinum color. And then the last one that I'm a little less excited about is called Lily, and that one, I'm less excited about it because it just doesn't really appeal to me. It's a very kind of cool toned lavender, and that doesn't really do much for my skin tone, so I could see this actually being really beautiful on just about any skin tone but mine. A really strong yellow undertone with a lavender on top just, it doesn't work. It doesn't work for me anyway. So those are our colors. And since I've already got all my foundation on, my brows on, my bronzer on, and everything like that, we're going to go ahead and just jump in here. So I think what we're going to be working with today are these two. They are Fawn and Slip, and I find that they kind of share a similar shift. So this one kind of shifts gold from pink, and this one kind of shifts pink from this nice like taupey color, and they look really nice kind of against my complexion. So I'm going to kind of use this one as a base and then use this one as kind of like a lid highlight and a little bit around the eyes and stuff like that. And then we will go in also with some other powders on top so I can show you guys how they all work together. These are meant to be applied kind of with your fingers. They haven't announced the price yet, but as soon as I find out, I will put it down below. These are that new that I don't even know how much they cost. I asked them and they're like, we'll have more information for you soon. And I was like, okie dokie. So if there's anything that I've learned with these by kind of like playing with them so far is that a little goes a long way. You can kind of go for like a really editorial look with these, but you know me, that's probably not what's going to happen here. So we'll start off slow and you can see they just, I can kind of almost draw a cut crease with it and then blend up and it just blends really beautifully. The other thing that I have found about these is that when they dry down, they do not budge for anything, you guys. I swatched them initially when I got them in the mail. I just kind of like brought them inside and swatched them on my arm. And when I did that, I then went to the dog park and I'm like walking around with these weird swatches on the back of my hand and I'm like, all right, well, I'm gonna just wipe this off. And then I was like, they won't wipe off. They're crazy. They really stay put and it's awesome. So this actually, when you spread it out quite a bit, gets a little bit cooler toned than I thought that it was going to, but it's really pretty. It's kind of almost gray and it might just be that it's working with what I already have on my face, which is like foundation and stuff, but it's really, really pretty. So let's go ahead and do the other eye here. And you know, yes, we can maybe go into some of the other ones and see how they do. So that adds kind of this really pretty like taupey like haze, I feel like. And I'm probably spreading them out more than most people would just because I do really like a very blended, diffused. I can always err on the side of, you know, less is more. I'm actually gonna try the green, the weed, if you will, and see if we can get like a darkening on the outer corner with this. My dog's growling. Lord knows what he's growling at. So what you're really playing with here is just kind of the undertones that are in here because they all really sheer out to kind of like a wash, which is really nice. I also really like this weed color because as I'm seeing it, it shifts gold and that gold is really complementary to my undertones more so I think than that kind of platinum color that's in the Fawn color. Like I expected to like the Fawn color the best because it's kind of airy towards brown. But it goes almost cool toned when you sheer it out, so I like the warmth of the weed green. And I do think that from the standpoint of Glossier's like look that they're going for, What they're probably going for is more of an editorial look, you know what I mean? Just kind of like a throw one color on and that's your thing, and it's like a really cute, like, you know, focal point to your makeup look. But I'm all about making these things practical, and so I'm gonna try and make this as practical as possible. So this is our slip color, this really pretty pink. And maybe all these colors don't go together. Maybe, you know what I mean? Like, I'm kind of smashing them all together because I want you guys to kind of see how they interact with one another. And there are some also more neutral tones that I don't have. There are like a lighter colored kind of champagne, and I believe that there's like a gold as well, which I will get. But again, these are like just now coming out. But you can see this like really pretty finish that's on them. I really appreciate the finish. So, you know, the color, the jury can be out on the shade that you choose, but the whole idea here is that this is one of the prettiest finishes I've ever seen on a liquid eyeshadow, because it shears out and it doesn't crease and they really play well together. And they're actually debuting these, of course, this will already be like past that time by the time this video goes up, but they're debuting these at the Oscars. So that's kind of the way that they did, what, maybe Haloscope? I can't remember. They debuted one of the products that they came out with at the Oscars one time. That's what they're doing this time with this product. So I think that there are going to be some stars on the red carpet wearing the Lidstar, and that's how they're going to kind of announce the release of the product. And then it's going to come out the next day. The jury was out there for a second, but I think that this is beautiful. Like, I love how these are all mixing together. Like, you can get this really pretty diffused like spectrum of color on your eyes. Oh, that is so freaking pretty. But for the sake of science, I do want to show you guys how other like regular shadows play on top of this if you were to use it with both. So they do specify that you don't need a primer for these, and that is because they kind of act like a primer. But unlike a primer, these dry down completely and they don't move around, so you're not going to end up with your shadow kind of like picking up weird or rubbing off weird or anything like that, because the formula is just so nice and cooperative. Very typical of Glossier. So I'm just gonna go in kind of with some of my typical colors because I do feel like this did skew a little bit cool on me, so I do want to kind of warm it back up. So I'm gonna go in with this, let's see, Amaretto color. This is kind of my go-to. And just sort of work back in. And it dries down to a powder finish, and so these automatically cooperate with each other without kind of picking any product up, which is really, really nice. I mean, honestly, like, once you get this on your skin, I defy you to try and scrape it off. It really stays put, and so that's what makes it really easy to, like, integrate into your already makeup routine, you know what I mean? You put them down, and then you can just kind of play on top of them or leave them on their own, either way. All right, we're gonna go a little deeper in the crease as well. I could definitely see throwing that pink all over lid to brow bone and just working back in with it with powders to just kind of put a little more depth into it. But like, that's gorgeous. That's so easy. I think I'll throw just a little bit of highlight on the eyelid here with just my finger. And so really, all that under the eyes, most of the lid, and all the way up to the brow bone with the exception of the crease, is still just basically this product. Like, all I did was kind of deepen the crease a tiny bit and then throw a little highlight on the lid, just because you're not going to get that like foiled effect out of a liquid as much in this case, so I did want to get kind of that foiled effect like right on the center. But absolutely gorgeous. Like, I'm so happy with these. They're so cool. Like, I am not, as a rule, a liquid eyeshadow kind of person. I have trouble kind of working with some of these like paint pots and things like that, just because once you put them on, they don't want to play for both teams. You know what I mean? They don't want to be an eyeshadow and a primer and then just work with everything. Like you either have to kind of pick your poison. You wear them alone as a shadow, or you have to cover them up entirely with a shadow, because they'll make all of your eyeliner and things like that, like the oily texture of it, and the fact that it doesn't dry down in a lot of cases, means that your eyeliner is going to go all over the place as soon as it kind of touches that oily, tacky texture. So I think these are awesome because they're not going to disturb any of your more like waterproof products, because they're not oil-based. They do dry down. Actually, I'm just going to cut away, and when I come back, I will have my full face on, because there's no point in watching all of that. All right, guys, all done. I am not kidding when I say that is the prettiest brow bone highlight I've ever used in my life. I've talked about it in the past in all of my get ready with me's and things like that. I can never find a shade that will actually highlight my brow bone because your girl's so pale. Especially because I don't typically wax my eyebrows or get them threaded or anything. There's usually like little errant hairs and stuff like that that like powder catches on and looks kind of crazy when I over highlight. But because this is so lightweight, I just put it on and it just smooths out, and it adds this really freaking gorgeous sheen that I'm obsessed with. So I think that the pink is my favorite. I do want to kind of continue experimenting with these things. Like I said, they just came out. I'm going to probably order the other ones too. And so I want to keep experimenting, see if I can get like a really good like smoky eye look out of them or something like that. But right now, this pink color is insane. And actually the surprising one is how much I like this green, because it goes so nice and like golden warm on the skin. This one's surprising because it actually, like, even though it looks taupey, what ends up coming through is actually this like interesting lavender undertone, so it does go pretty cool on the skin. And in this guy, I'm just really not interested. Like, this is just a little, it's just neon for me. So if you guys want me to, I'm still going to, but I kind of want to keep playing with these and reviewing them more in the future, but I'm going to order the other shades as soon as they come out, and we can talk about them more in the future. But I just can't get enough of this color. This is, like I said, the slip color, and it's under my eyes, it's on the brow bone, it's on my eyelid right now with the exception of kind of a gold highlight that I added. And like, I just keep looking at myself in the mirror, and that's just so stinking pretty. Like, every time I put on eyeshadow, I feel like, I don't know, I feel like it kind of piles up weird in places and stuff like that, especially right here. It always bunches up right here with my foundation, whatever's already on there, and creases up. And the fact that this isn't gathering right there, I know it's hard to see, but it's not gathering right here. We don't all have perfectly taut skin, okay? Like, you get to a point where all of these spots where you got this really nice soft tender skin, it starts to give out on you, you know? It's kind of like, she's not really paying attention. We'll just kind of relax a little bit. And so you do end up with these places that start to betray you when you try and put a lot of like shimmery powder products on there. But this is a shimmery product that doesn't settle into lines. So for those of us with a little bit more mature skin, you can do shimmer. It's awesome. This is really, really cool. So I'm super excited about these. I know these have been in development for a really long time. So yeah, I really encourage you guys to try these. They were just released on the website, and I think you can, you know, buy all 6 shades. I'm not really sure the format that they're going to be selling them in, whether it's going to be a set or whether they're going to be individual or what the price is. But as always, guys, you can get 20% off using the link down there, because I am a Glossier rep. Proud to be, and this makes me so proud. This product release this is what makes me excited to be a Glossier rep, is because they just keep doing unique things like this that I didn't know that I needed. You know what I mean? So guys, if you enjoyed this, give it a thumbs up. If you want to keep hanging out with me on this channel, hit the button down below and subscribe. I'd love it if you did. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys are having a delightful day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.